if you've ever studied foreign languages, you may have come across teachers who say things like, the reason that we have the so-called Castilian lisp in Spanish, that is why we say corazón instead of corazón in Peninsular Spanish, is because in the Middle Ages, a king spoke with a lisp and then his court decided to accommodate him. Another example is a Portuguese teacher once said to me that the reason the word for coffee in Portuguese, o café, is a masculine noun is because women weren't allowed to drink it in the past. Another example I've come across recently are teachers who will say that the reason that the default mixed group pronoun in most Romance languages is masculine. For example, in Spanish, we would talk about ellas if it was just a feminine group, ellos if it was a group of masculine nouns. But then if they're mixed, then we would say ellos as well. And I've seen teachers attribute that to the specific decision of a small clique of men who decided that would be the ideal way of structuring the grammar of these languages. Now, I don't intend to get into the specifics of debunking any of those particular ideas. There are many other people who can do that and have done that already. But more what concerns me is the perpetuation of a certain fallacious way of thinking about languages, which is that languages are deliberately constructed by some small group of speakers who decide how the language is spoken. In reality, languages seem to develop in a much more natural way. This seems to be the consensus of linguistics, that no particular person or no particular subset of people can ever really have their way with language. Give and take necessary qualifications for that. But I thought that that's something important. If, as a student of languages, you ever come across this kind of thing, it's important to be aware of the thought process that's behind it, because it can often distort the way in which we think about the languages that we love and we want to learn and speak well. There's an excellent book by a linguist named Nancy Niedzielski and another linguist, Dennis Peterson, called Folk Linguistics, which I recommend you pick up if you're interested in going into more depth on these kind of topics. But anyway, that's everything for now.